What's up, everybody? My name's Trey. This is Denzel. Welcome back to Better Days Sports, the best place for all your sports news talk. It don't matter. We got you back, so you might as well tune in. And on today's episode, we'll be actually talking about the Final Four. We haven't covered too much college basketball, so we thought we'd jump in before it all wraps up. So we'll just be giving you our thoughts, kind of our picks when it comes to the last four teams standing and where we feel like they can go. But if you are new to the channel, you're new to the podcast, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified every time we post a video. And leave a comment in the comment section down below of which team do you have winning it all. And kind of the first team we're going to get into are going to be the Auburn Tigers. Now, when it comes to Auburn, only thing you really need to know is this team is deep. They have a lot of players that play their role, that know exactly what they're doing. That's exactly why they're in the Final Four. I, unfortunately, think that this is probably one of the weaker teams in the Final Four. And I know before y'all flame me, I know they're in the Final Four. I know they beat some good teams. The biggest concern that I have for Auburn is their shooting, not necessarily ability, is being a consistent shooting team. They're streaky. They're very streaky from three, and we know it only takes one game to lose in the tournament. That's why you see Cinderella teams. That's why you see all these upsets. So I'm really worried about the Tigers coming into next game or in the big dance and just not being able to knock down shots consistently like they have been, through the regular season and a little bit through the tournament. But that's kind of my take on Auburn. How you feeling about Auburn?
I like Auburn, but do I think they can win it all? No. Bruce Pearl is a coach that's been around for quite a long time. He's a winning guy, has a good formula, but can he get over the hump? I don't think he's ever had that player that can help him get over that
I agree.
hump. So I don't think this will be any different per se. Again, he's done great. No disrespect to him at all. I like the team. I like the program. I think they're going to come back and still put on for the SEC very well. But, yeah, no, I don't see it. Going to be a good game, though. None of these games, I think, will be a blowout at all. Very close
No,
games.
I think these are definitely like the four best teams in college basketball, or at least they have been throughout the entire season. So I definitely think all the games are going to be good, though.
Moving on. Next up. You already know who we got. My boys. Oh my goodness. Houston, we got a problem. We got a problem. These boys are in shape, man. Calvin Sampson is doing his thing out there, dude. I mean, really, really doing his thing in a big time way. This guy has won in the NBA level, college level. So he's giving these guys a lot of experience, and he knows how to get players to buy in. All around, this team is very good. Very underdog story, right? Because they're coming from the,
Right.
Not the big conference of the SEC or the ACC. They're outside team looking in. So really bringing that attention to them there. Everybody loves an underdog. If there was any team to win off of a buzzer beater, it would be, almost cussed. It would be Houston. It would be
Leave it out,
Houston.
baby.
Like that's how I see them winning and possibly winning a national championship. Both games, buzzer beaters. Like they have this, like this is as Cinderella as it gets in 2025. If that's what I'm trying to get across here. What do you think, Trey?
Man, the Cougars are interesting. So if you
Cougars.
haven't looked, I don't know, what was it, the article that came out that said their strength and conditioning coach was actually taking his
Crazy.
job serious.
Crazy.
So everybody on Houston is in shape, and not like, oh, they play college basketball. Like they're running 5-minute miles out here. Like these boys is in shape, okay. And the thing about that is, and you can see it in they play, because they're in shape, their defense is beautiful to watch. They're up on people, they're pressing majority of the games, but also because of that, they're getting easy buckets when they're getting a lot of turnovers or causing a lot of turnovers for the other team. And when they're not causing turnovers, their offense can get kind of stagnant. So I'm going to be interested to see like what their half court offense kind of looks like if they're not out there causing a ton of turnovers and things like that. But I definitely think Houston has a shot just because, like I said, these boys just in shape. They just gonna run up and down the floor on you the whole game. Now, the Florida Gators, in my opinion, second best team in the Final Four. And it's simply because they get every single rebound, regardless if it's defensive, if it's offensive, it doesn't matter. They're fifth in the nation in offensive rebounding percentage, which means they're getting a lot of second chance points, I think, which really helps this Gators offense kind of figure out what their groove is going to be. The only downside that I see is for some reason they have a hard time staying out of foul trouble. And we'll just see how deep they are, because if you can get them in foul trouble early, you really might be able to pick on some people that come into the game that normally don't have to play big minutes for them. But how are you feeling about the Gators?
Man, listen, this is the only time you see me do the chomp, man. I like the Gators. You know what I'm saying? I think that they can really do their thing here, man. This is my favorite to win it. That's why I'm like so emotional about it. So I'm trying to be unbiased. Yeah, I understand they may not be the best out of the four here, but again, I think the only clear-cut best is the next team that we'll talk about. But just personal favorite, I just think they have it, man. I like the way they play. I like their style. I like their jerseys. I like their coaching. I like everything top to bottom about Florida University. They're back, in the Final Four again as one of the elite teams in the nation. So that's always been a great thing to me. Again, I'm biased when I'm talking about them. So this is my favorite to win it all, man. That's what I think. Now that sets us up for America's favorite team. You can't talk college basketball without this team. You can't talk basketball, period, without mentioning this team. Somehow, some way, a player, 6 degrees of separation, a coach, is connected to Duke. It just, basketball runs through Duke. It just does. So, obviously, North Carolina team in it once again, man. And, dude, this is, if there was ever a time where the pressure is on them to win it, this would be it in a modern era. I mean, they have everything that you would think about. They have the draft picks. They have the media. They have the coaching. They have the rise to fame. Like, they have it all. They got the NIL. They got it all. Yeah. They got it all, man. Like, go ahead, Trey. You got it.
Well, this is by far my team to win this tournament.
Respect.
Like, I feel the reason why it's not only my pick, but I feel like it's a true letdown if they do not win this tournament, is because they have the most talented roster. And yes, I understand most times the most talented team does not win the national championship. But in Duke's, like, you arguably have 3 lottery picks on your team when the rest of the teams that you're playing might have one. So you're just far and above more talented than your team. Not only that, but Cooper Flag is going to be a number 1 pick if he comes out. So you have the best player in the tournament. You have arguably 3 of the top 10 players in the tournament. You're more skilled. You're better. You shoot the 3 well. You're long. You're lengthy. I can go on and on about Duke. Duke is just a very solid team. And it comes down to this. Cooper Flag, do you want to be remembered as the best Duke basketball player in a very long time? And the only way that conversation really happens is if they win this championship. If they don't, he's just going to be a number 1 pick. He's going to be a really good Duke player that came out. He wins a championship. I think he solidifies himself as one of the most hype players to come out of Duke. Not only that, but it just fits the narrative perfectly for what's going on right now. It does,
man. The former coach who won it, coming back to coaching, now they in the final four. Like, it just fits. It's a storybook, man. Like, media-wise, Duke versus Houston, the underdog versus the prominent prima donna school. Like, bruh, like, it would make sense. That would be the championship game, Houston versus Duke.
And I'm really excited to see not only this round, I'm excited to see how Cooper Flag plays this next round. So not in the championship, but how he plays this next round specifically. Because we've seen Flag change up his play style every single game of this tournament. One time he's going to give you 12 boards. The next time he's going to go off for 30 points. Next game he's going to be the best defensive player on his team. So it seems like whatever role they need him to fit into, he's like the Swiss Army knife of college basketball. And I love to see it. But just like that, that's who we got. You know this man's pick. Sure, he think Duke might win it, but that man's picking the Florida Gators. That's who that man wants to win it. I got Duke.
Gators,
like
baby.
They just the best team, and it's hard for me to go against the best team with arguably the best coach, and I can't help it. But leave in the comment section down below who you think is going to win this March Madness tournament. And kind of, what do you feel about the other teams that are in the Final Four? Because, like I said, they're all very good. I think they're easily the best 4 teams in all of college basketball, or at least they have been all year. So, it's definitely going to be some good games, unless somebody gets hot from 3 and then somebody's getting blown out in an ISR. I'm sorry that we said it. All the games are going to be good. But, sometimes you get hot and things can happen. But if you are new to the channel, new to the podcast, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified every time we post a video. Like I said, my name's Trey. This is Denzel. Better Day Sports. Appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.